Hello, my name's Matthew Harding from Autostopcock. During this short PowerPoint, I'd like to show you how you could protect properties in the UK from major flood damage if they have a burst pipe or a failed fitting. Over the years in the UK, properties have been built with an inherent design fault, and that is that they have mains water supply coming direct into the property, connected only via a manual stopcock, as you can see in the photo here. And with water pressures of between 2 and 9 bar, they allow unrestricted water supply to flow into the property in the event of a burst pipe, which allows 2,000 litres per hour flowing through at maximum pressure, which is enough to fill 28 baths and cause quite catastrophic damage. All property at the UK, because of this, is at risk from major flooding. Other factors to bear in mind would be that the old-fashioned stopcocks are generally made from a brass type substance, causing two issues. First of all, they can corrode, as you can see there in the photograph, but also because they're rarely used, they can become seized up. Therefore, at the point at which you most need them, they become inoperable. Also, as properties are built on or renovated, you can generally find that a lot of stopcocks are either concealed or hard to reach, and therefore at the same time, if you need them, you might not know where they are, or you could find it very difficult to get to and get that water turned off quick enough. A lot of properties in the UK are rented properties. That could either be social housing, it could be buy-to-let portfolios, or it could be holiday cottages. Therefore, where a property is empty or a void property and it has a burst pipe, nobody would be aware that it's had such an issue until it's too late. That could be catastrophic flooding inside the property, or it could have even affected other parts of the building that might be owned by other people. These are the sort of results that a burst pipe flooding issue could cause. You can see there a domestic type home where it's completely wrecked a kitchen area. That could be any area of the home. You could see an office there coming through the ceiling, ruining the IT infrastructure. That could cause a business to go offline for days, if not weeks, with no revenue coming in. It could even make a bankrupt business. And you can see down the bottom, communal type accommodation. In this case, this was a hotel, where you've got flooding coming in, which could cause the whole floor having to be evacuated and people having to go into emergency accommodation. Here are some sobering facts. 1 in 8 homes are affected by burst pipe damage. Because of the sort of claims that have occurred over the years, many insurance policies now have tightened clauses. There's over £1 billion worth of damage a year, and some houses may find that they're not covered. Many policies now have restrictions and quite high excesses. Average burst pipe claims exceed £14,000, and that's if your claim can be monetised. In many cases, when we're looking at domestic homes, there's a lot of damage to items that you couldn't put a price to, that can't be replaced. And many businesses have to close if they have a burst pipe, causing a massive loss of trade going elsewhere. You've still got the staff to pay and your rent and rates to pay, regardless of whether the building's being used. And of course, there are eco issues as well. That sometimes you're not causing damage per se. You could have a leaking toilet cistern that goes undetected because it's not causing any damage, but not only are you losing thousands and thousands and thousands of litres of good water that's going down to the drainage, but you're also costing what could be £628 a year just in one leaking toilet cistern if you're on a meter. An auto stopcock would protect your property 24 hours a day. So what is an auto stopcock? Well, first of all, it comprises of 3 main elements: a control unit, which monitors the water flow and guards the property against flood damage. This can either be battery operated or mains powered. You also have a brass bodied solenoid valve, which is installed in line with the original stopcock. This enables instant termination of the water supply from the control unit. And you also have a flow sensor, which is installed, enabling the control unit to know when a flood risk has occurred. As you can see here, in two different types of installation, you've got a normal domestic type installation where you have the control unit, which could be any distance away from the valves, so you could even have it at a different position in the house, connected to the flow sensor and the solenoid valve, enabling you to turn the mains water off at the flick of a switch, so very easy to use. The solenoid and flow valve are wired back any distance, and that, as we've already mentioned, can be mains powered or battery powered. It comes battery powered as standard. The control unit senses that the water is flowing from the flow sensor and will terminate the water supply in one of three events. First of all, if there's continuous flow of water for a preset period of time, and this could be set anything between 10 minutes up to an hour, and that indicates that there's been a burst pipe. There could be no flow for 72 hours, which indicates that the property is vacant, which, as we've already said, is a major risk. Or if the temperature falls below 3 degrees centigrade where the control unit is sited, it will terminate the water due to risk of freezing. And you can see here on the right hand photo, this would be a block of apartments with the risers going up into the apartments. You can have the control units where the risers are, or you could have them situated in the apartments, or as this case was installed, you had the control units at the risers and you had a slave unit up in the apartment for the people occupying the apartment to be able to turn their water on and off. So it's quite flexible in the way that this technology can be installed in most situations. The control units and all of the valves are made in the UK. They've been tried and tested and installed for over a decade now. All of the valves and the flow sensors are both RAS approved and BSI approved. And there's a full replacement guarantee for 3 years. So both certified and guaranteed. On our website, you'll be able to see some of our feedback reports, but here you can just see a couple from Mr. J. Adamson from Epsom Ewell Borough Council, after having their Autostopcocks installed in some of their remote buildings. And you've got some of our domestic customers there, one of which, Mark Finn from Milton Keynes, made the comment that they should make the product compulsory by law. Obviously, it's not at the moment. If your properties are connected to the mains water supply, it's up to you to decide whether you want them protected or not. You could also check our video out here with Angela Atkinson, the manager of Saxon Court Retirement Home, who have just had the Autostopcocks installed on all of the retirement properties there, and they had some major issues prior to this, and it had stopped leaks or detected leaks very soon after it was installed. So check that video out if you wish. How could you purchase an automatic stopcock? Well, they're manufactured in either a 15 or 22mm version, depending on what property you have. As I've already mentioned, they're battery operated as standard or mains powered as an optional extra. You can go online at autostopcock.co.uk and order direct. You could call us if you've got multiple units to purchase, or you could email us sales@autostopcock.co.uk and we'll get straight back to you. The 15mm version is £199.95 plus VAT, and the 22mm version is £249.95 plus VAT. Well, that's the PowerPoint. Thank you for watching. We look forward to protecting your property soon, and we're available at any time to discuss your particular requirements and how we could serve you.